Thank you for participating in the School Bus Patrol training program. Know that we're counting on you to assist your bus driver and your fellow students to provide the safest possible trip each and every day.
Approaching my stop. The children were waiting at the side of the road, and a car was approaching. My stop lights were on, the arm was out, and I could see that the car was not going to stop, so I put my hand up and to tell the children to make sure and stay at the side of the road. And they stayed. The car approached, and he saw the lights at the last minute and turned on, put on his brakes. And then he ran into Megan. She went flying up into the air about 3 feet, and the impact knocked her to the side of the road.
As soon as he rolled up, he just darted across, hit the truck on the side, and it come flying right into the nose of the bus. It just slammed. He was just going like crazy. And all I could see was steam, so I looked at the back and told the kids to go out the back of the door because I could see the traffic was stopped. I checked for that. The kids went out the back door and went to the left onto the property right there beside us.
As these previous headlines and real-life testimonials can attest, it's more important than ever to have competent, well-trained bus safety patrols. The number one cause of accidents, or when children are most vulnerable to serious injury, is before boarding or after leaving the vehicle, rather than actually riding the bus. Remember, accidents can and do happen. Will you be ready if the unexpected should happen on your school bus? The following program will help train you to become prepared to cope with any potential problems that can be expected or unexpected when riding the bus. Over the next few minutes, we explore the duties and responsibilities of a bus safety patrol, developing leadership skills, emergency procedures, and a tour of some of the safety features on your school bus. As bus safety patrols, your duty is to jointly assist the driver in maintaining order on the bus while en route to and from school. Full responsibility of the school bus remains with the driver. The front patrols should be seated in the first seat on the right side of the bus. This position enables them to leave the bus quickly when it's necessary to assist in the loading and unloading of students. Before leaving the bus, you should check to be sure there's no traffic passing along the shoulder. When students need to cross the road, you should walk about 10 paces in front of the bus. Stand in line with the crossing arm. Face the students with your arms extended. After getting the all clear from the bus driver, motion the students to cross the road. Do not cross with the students. Wait for them to finish crossing and assist them with the bus steps if necessary. Upon arriving at the school, the front patrol should be standing at the bottom of the stairs to be sure everyone leaves the bus safely. When loading for the trip home, be sure to keep students from crowding. Assist at the steps if needed and help keep order while en route. It's the front patrol's responsibility to ensure all students safely exit the bus. If students have to cross the road, have them line up in a single file behind you. Take your position 10 paces in front of the bus. Don't step beyond the crossing arm into the roadway. Facing the road with your arms extended, check with the driver for approval to cross safely. Remember, this is the time of maximum danger for students while on a bus route. Under no circumstances try to stop traffic. Rear patrols are seated next to the back emergency door. In this position, they have a good view of the students and are close to the emergency exit. Like the front patrol, you're there to assist the bus driver to keep order. This includes keeping the aisle clear of lunch containers and other belongings. When loading the bus at the school, the rear patrol should be the first on the bus. This way, they can supervise the boarding of students. Upon arrival at the school, the rear patrol should be the last off the bus so they can check for belongings and report any damage to the bus. When you're selected to be a safety patrol, there are 3 main criteria that are taken into consideration: leadership skills, communication skills, and your location on the bus route. Your success as a bus patrol depends on your ability to be an effective leader. This can be an ongoing learning process, but here are a few well-proven tips to get you started. Remember to wear your belt. It's a symbol of your position that you have chosen to commit to. Be professional. Setting a good example will only make your job easier. Be consistent and treat all students with courtesy and respect. Never play favorites with your friends. Communication skills are also essential tools for your duty as a safety patrol. When talking to someone, make eye contact and speak calmly and clearly. Address the person by name if you know it. Use I messages. For example, I need you to sit down, please. Chances are you're going to get a few students who won't respond to your initial request. Give the direction calmly and firmly. Mary, I need you to sit down. Repeat your request if necessary. Don't argue with them. If you need to repeat your direction a 3rd time, tell them this is their final warning. If this fails, then it's time to notify the driver, who will take appropriate action. Bus safety patrols are not allowed to discipline passengers. If an emergency does arise, the most important thing to remember is don't panic. If the driver becomes ill and can't operate the bus, remain calm. Activate the hazard flashers. The 2-way radio can then be used to get help. Cars will likely be stopped for the flasher. This is the perfect opportunity to stand on the shoulder of the road and wave for extra help. Rear patrols should remain on the bus, taking care of students and keeping them calm and seated. In the event of an accident, fire, or other emergencies, the driver should make the decision on the action to be taken. In the event the driver has been injured and is unable to do so, the decision is up to the front patrol. The bus should be unloaded if it's obstructing traffic or if there's a danger of fire or explosion. Whenever possible, everyone should leave by the front door. The rear exit should only be used in extreme cases and then with caution. In many cases, it means that students are unloaded onto the roadway, where they may be struck by other vehicles. If it's necessary to leave by the rear exit, the rear patrols should leave the bus first and stand sideways facing each other. Using the ski method, assist students as they exit the rear door of the bus. Remember, for primary students, the distance to the ground can be very frightening. If there's been an accident and there are hydro wires down, all students, including safety patrols, should remain on the bus until help arrives. Remember, if an accident or fire should occur and the bus must be evacuated, instruct people to leave everything in their seats. Move quickly away from the exits so others can get off the bus. Gather in a group away from the bus and traffic. But most of all, remain calm and don't panic. In case of an emergency, there's a variety of safety equipment and other features on your school bus that you should be aware of. It's important for you to have first-hand knowledge of where equipment's located and, in some circumstances, its proper use. The first aid kit is located above the windshield. It's also important for you to understand how the ignition, four-way flashers, brakes, emergency brakes, and radio operate. The ignition is on the dashboard. Turn left for off. On the right side of the control panel, the four-way flashers can be turned on with this switch. The main brake is here beside the gas pedal. At the left side of the driver's seat is a lever for the emergency brake. Most are engaged by pulling up. However, you should consult your bus driver to confirm the operation. Using the radio is fairly straightforward. Again, check with your driver to ensure proper use. Safety triangles are located under the right front seat of the bus. Proper placement of the triangles is 20 meters to the front of the bus and 20 meters from the rear bumper. Perhaps the most important features of a school bus are the up to 9 possible exits. The most commonly used is obviously the front door. The rear door is opened by pulling the lever and giving a push. You can easily snap open one of the up to 4 side windows to escape the bus as well. New buses are equipped with a roof hatch. The front windshield or the rear windows can also be popped out by a hard push or kick. There's a fire extinguisher located at the front of the bus. Simply unclip and remember the word pass when using the fire extinguisher. Pull the pin, aim, squeeze, and sweep back and forth over the fire. You should also be aware of the school bus danger zones. These are the blind spots of the bus where the driver can't see you, and when crossing the lanes of traffic that the bus doesn't occupy. This is where you and your passengers are most vulnerable to serious injury because the bus driver can't see you and you're not protected by the barrier of the bus itself. Remember, the bus driver depends on you to assist with keeping students quiet and in good order. When the drivers are distracted by noise and horseplay, it's difficult to concentrate on driving safely. Some of this information you may already know, and in most cases is just common sense. Remember, be alert and be prepared at all times. As we've seen in the earlier accounts of people who've experienced such tragedies and close calls, accidents can and will happen. Will you be ready?
As soon as he rolled up, he just darted across, hit the truck on the side, and it comes